Hello and welcome! Today I'll be talking about patterns, the core basics I will teach you. So let's begin right away. There are 4 commands that you can use for patterns. Those are 2 commands for 2D drawings and 2 commands for 3D drawings. Let's get right into the 2D drawings. As you can see from a picture in the corner, this is what we want to draw. A circular plate with some holes in it, 6 holes to be exact. So let's get right into this. Let's select our plane. We've selected this plane, the Z and Y plane. Now let's draw a big circle. Let me just zoom in all the way so I can see our little grid. It's not important how big the circle is, just make a circle, and let's make a smaller circle inside. Now the command we'll be using is here in operations, 1, 2, 3, 4, the 4th command, and it's the 4th point here. It's called rotate. We'll select it. Now CATIA is asking us some things. Select our geometry. Select the center point, obviously is the center of this big circle, and select a reference line angle. Be sure to make it be smaller, the line be smaller from where this is. If you go over, it's gonna make the snap mode weird and it's not gonna be symmetrical completely. So let's just select it here, and now we have this. I've selected 5 instances here. Now we need 6 holes. As you can see, we have 6 holes. CATIA does not count this one because of duplicate mode. If you turn off duplicate mode, you can just move it. So let's just move it here, as you can see. Let's again select this. Automatically we've selected this already. Now we need to select our center point, align, and now let's turn on duplicate mode and go, let me just check where it is at 60 degrees in this direction, and we have our 6 holes. Let's go back and we can pad this. Let's make it 10 millimeters, and as you can see, we have our plate with 6 holes. We've done it. Next up, we want to draw a new thing. That new thing is a rectangle with some holes. Now we can't use circular pattern for that. We need something else. I mean, we can't use rotate as the command. We need something else. So let's delete this. Okay. Let's get back to the Y and Z plane. And let's draw ourselves a rectangle. Let's draw a small rectangle inside. And let's use, again, for operations, the 4th command, and it's above rotate. Well, it's called translate. We need to select geometry again. Boom, select the starting point, and now we can edit the value, how long we want it. We want it to be symmetrical, so let's make it this much. And we have more holes, so let's draw this. Let's select all 3 of them and translate them upwards. And we've successfully made the plate. We can just pad it, and as you can see, we have it. Now we can have some, so this is just a basic pattern you can do in CATIA. Let me try and show you a more interesting pattern. Let's try and make a honeycomb pattern with this new knowledge that we've learned. So we'll need a hexagon. I'll show you the specific way you would do this. So let's make this 5. We made our hexagon. Let's just delete this and this little dot in the middle so it doesn't annoy us. Let's make another hexagon. Let's make it somewhere here so it can be divided like naturally with other hexagons. Let's just make it the same size, which is 10 or 5 in this direction. Delete this and the dot as well. Now we got our 2 hexagons. Let's select all of this down here. Nice. Let's select translate. Let's say we want 5 instances. Counting this one, just 4 more. We don't have any extra constraints, so we don't need to check any of this. I never really checked this, so that's why I didn't even talk about it that much. Now let's just go. Let's check 12 millimeters in this direction. select it, and now if we look at it all, it looks good. Next up, select the upper honeycomb, translate it, select the middle, or at least somewhere it's easy for you to copy. You don't have to select the middle. But as you can see, it kind of makes things weird. So let's just cancel that and select it again. It's easier when you select the middle part. And again, we want it to be 12 millimeters. And I made a mistake. I didn't make the instance less than this. So let's just delete this. Simple as that. And now we can select this and translate it. Let's make just one instance. I mean, 2 instances in this specific parameter. Let's copy it here. And we got our honeycomb formation. We can exit it, let's make it 5. And we have our honeycombs. You can make pretty interesting patterns. Like the one that I made on my YouTube thumbnail. It's pretty simple to make. Just make a white square, then add a triangle on it that's black, and just copy that. The way I did here. Like this. Alright. But there's a simpler way to do it. We've done the 2D commands. Now let me teach you the 3D commands. So let's see the 3D commands. Let's just delete this path. We again have to go in 2D and just make our circle. We want to make, again, this picture here, just like the last one, but in a different way. So let me show you this. Whoops. Get out here. Now, pad it. Let it be 10 millimeters instead of 5. Let's select our whole command. Select any part here. Let's just move it somewhere so it's not in the middle. Okay, and now we need to select our 3D command. That is transformation features. We'll need the second one, which is circular pattern. But before we do that, we need to select from our tree here our whole. It's going to simplify things. Then we can select our circular pattern. As you can see, we have our object pattern, which is the whole that we've selected right away. We need our reference element next. It's going to be this here spot. We can also select the other side here, but let's just not complicate it and select this. We can also try and select this plane, but because they're not on the same axis exactly, it's going to make CATIA confused. So do this, select this. And now we can select, so 2 instances, which is counting this instance now. Quite different from rotate. Let's make it, again, we want 6 instances. And it's going to be 60 degrees. Now you can also select complete crown in this scenario. And once you select a certain number, it's going to just make it an equal distance for every single one. So yeah, and there we go. You can also add crown definition, which can add circles outside or on the inside. So if we add it here, 2, it's going to go on the inside. If you add a negative number like -6, let's preview it, it's going to go on the inside. But let's cancel that. Let's make this one, preview it, and okay. We have our drawing again. And now if we want a pattern, like rectangular pattern, we can use it. So let's select our entire thing, select rectangular pattern, and select, we have now the first direction, the second direction. The first direction is where it's going to go here, and the second is up. So it's like if it was 2 here and 2 here, it's going to be 2 here and 2 up. Let me show you that. First things first, we need our reference element. Let's select the plane now. And we want, let's say, 2 of these and 2 of these. Actually, let's make it 3 so it looks a little bit nicer. Now we need to make the distance a little bit bigger, so let's make it 50 in this direction and 50 in this direction. Okay, let's make it bigger. 50 in this, 70 in this one, and 70 in this one. As you can see, it's here. Okay. Now we could try and copy the circular pattern as well. Let's try it and see what happens, and it works. You can't select the circular pattern and the pad at the same time. It's gonna mess up CATIA. So you gotta watch out a little bit. So let's select our reference point to be this plane again, and there we go. We have all of the holes back at it again. So those are the 4 commands, the 2 commands for the 2D projection, making patterns, and the ones for 3D. Those are the basic ones that I use 90% of the time. I hope you've learned something and this simplified it a bit for you. Thank you for watching till the end. If you found it useful, like the video. Bye bye.